Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined a greater honor than speaking to you, of all people, on such a significant occasion. Born in 1920, I feel that I also represent an age group that experienced the aftermath of World War I and then was plunged into World War II, which for most of us became the most intense experience of our lives, despite the horrors. In hindsight, I think it also taught us that love and compassion have no boundaries. As an example of the latter, I have great admiration for the late Peter Clegg, who had his jaw shot off at Arnhem, but he survived, due, he always said, to the skill and compassion of the German surgeon at his POW camp. Such is the generosity of spirit of the 10th. Love. Unfortunately, we have no better word for this deepest of all human emotions. We love ice cream. We love sports. My tangible example is contained in a leather case filled with at least 500 letters and airmail letter cards from my husband, Myles, dated from 1940 to 1944. Incidentally, these cards should not be confused with emails, as they were flimsy, blue-edged papers requiring no envelopes. It must be remembered that this was long before the advent of computers, internet, or even television. Actually, I can highly recommend courtship by correspondence, because sometimes one can say words rashly and then regret them. But with pen in hand, one has time to think. And although obviously there is no body language, a profound mental, even spiritual, bond can be formed, which proves to be everlasting. In a way, these letters contain a history of the 10th, as Myles was a member of the Royal Sussex Regiment, which fought in the 8th Army chasing Rommel across the desert, before he trained as a parachutist in Palestine, from where he travelled all over the Middle East recruiting volunteers. Although, of course, they were censored, these letters contained many amusing anecdotes and coincidences. As you all know, they then fought their way to North Africa and into Italy, until that wonderful evening when the telephone rang at the hospital where I was nursing, and a deep, warm voice simply said, "I'm home." We married by special license in a bond building in Piccadilly, and no photographs were permitted due to tight security. But we did have a reception attended by many maroon berries and lots of champagne that my father procured from some mysterious source. The coup de grace, however, was when an ornate-looking wedding cake was carried into the room. Sugar was strictly rationed, so this was a great surprise. Carefully placing this on a table, the waiter then suddenly whipped off the entire edifice to reveal a bright yellow concoction made from powdered eggs with a few rationed raisins dotted about in it. Our magnificent wedding cake was ingeniously devised of cardboard. On a more serious note, I have mentioned compassion and love, and to that I would like to add faith. Religion seemed to have failed us. Even if they originated from divinely inspired prophets, the greed and aggression of men seeking omnipotent power throughout the ages seems to have disabled them. Here, perhaps, I should apologize for my own arrogance in airing such a very personal opinion. In no way were Myles and I unique. I've just lived long enough to tell the tale. Thousands of soldiers, sailors, airmen, and their loves were in the same predicament. And I know for a fact that many of them had a premonition of their fates. But also an implicit faith that what awaits us all is something totally, completely, and utterly beyond our comprehension. To simplify this statement, I believe that you can see me now and hear my words across thousands of miles due to modern technology. But how this is achieved is totally beyond my limited comprehension. Let us hope that this beautiful monument will act as a shining beacon and lead our children's children away from becoming mere technological robots and back to the caliber of all these beloved heroes who formed the 10th. Myles and my oldest great-grandson would like to thank you for listening to me. Bless you all. Goodbye.